Hello everyone and welcome to week 2 of the Lasercorn challenge. This time around my opponent will be Adam Craig, our green Zerg player here at the top. And glad we got a Zerg player because last week was a Protoss player and I would hate to do TVP 2 weeks in a row. And also, you know, if I had gotten another Terran player, TVT is sometimes not that exciting to cast. So glad we got a Zerg player out here. Might be a fan of Fruit Dealer or Idra. I know those two pros cause a lot of players to convert. Or maybe you just love Zerg. I know I used to play Zerg in Brood Wars and StarCraft. So, guys, if you want to join the Lasercorn challenge and get a chance to play me for a $50 gift card, all you have to do is email lasercorn@mahalo.com. That's Lasercorn with an S, not a Z. And include your Battle.net name and character code, and you and I might be playing for the $50 gift card. And Adam Craig has selected as his map Jungle Basin, a map I'm not at all familiar with. Looks like we got a couple Xel'Naga watchtowers here and here. On top of these ledges, we got expansions all along the edges here with a gold expansion in the middle, and then another expansion over here in the corner. So, a little bit different than what I'm used to, but Blizzard does a pretty good job of designing these maps, and I'm sure it'll be all kosher, and no surprises really. Whoa! Fast Zerglings out already, and they are coming after my SCV. And so it looks like Adam Craig has opted not to 14 hatch or anything like that. He got his spawning pool first, he's got Zerglings on the field, and he's probably going to take map control here. Take it away from me. Might decide to go for those Xel'Naga watchtowers, or I didn't see him what he did exactly the first time around. Okay, so he checks. Obviously I couldn't see these Zerglings when I was playing is what I mean. Walks by the Xel'Naga watchtower, but he doesn't take it, and I've got a bunker up. Ooh, and that factory went down really just in time. Actually, I wonder if he could still scoot through here. I'm not sure if my wall off is complete. We'll see in a second. And, whoa, he's... Okay, something I missed about Jungle Basin, these back rocks back here. And I'm not casting this game immediately after I played it, so my memory is a little rusty of what happened. So it'll be like we're watching it together with surprises, like him attacking these back rocks. And it looks like I'm going to send my Marine around, one of my Marines. I've got two in the bunker, and get rid of these Zerglings here, hammering at the back rocks. Meanwhile, looks like he's got a queen out. He's injecting larva, and look at this, going lair before a second hatchery. Very unorthodox play from my opponent, Adam Craig. Very interesting play, though. And we'll see how this pays off for him. Looks like he's injecting larva. He's not really spreading the creep, which is interesting. I guess most of that energy just being used to inject larva. He is on one hatch, so needs to get as much mileage out of that as he can. And it looks like he's just one under me in harvesters right now. But I assure you, he's probably playing pretty hard, because that $50 gift card, that's not a bad prize. I know what I would use it for. I would put it towards an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood copy. Oh my goodness, have you played the multiplayer in that? It is off the hook. It is a lot of fun to play. Just running around the map, assassinating each other. You have a target and a pursuer on you, and it's just all kinds of interesting. I recommend you check that out. I'm going to make that an official Lasercorn recommendation. Go at least try the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer. Surprisingly, I wasn't that into the story. I played it for a little bit, but I didn't get to assassinate anyone right away, and I think I got bored. So, but the multiplayer is fantastic. A little mini review in your game here, and it looks like we've got Adam Craig throwing up spine crawlers, which will come in handy because I want to use these Hellions to burn away his drones. And whoa, he's got spine crawlers everywhere. And my Hellion's trying to get back here, getting poked at by that queen, trying to take down some of these drones. There's a drone going down, burned alive, but so far just one, and not a very good investment for me. And look at this, I did spot the Spire, I do remember that, so while not good for a harass, it was a good scouting suicide mission for those Hellions, because now I know what's coming. And back in my base, I have just thrown down an engineering bay, realizing that the mutas are coming. The mutas are coming, the mutas are coming. And I'm also getting a Viking, so I am doing my best to prepare. If you saw last week's challenge, I lost, so I'm frantically trying to D up here so I don't lose my company another $50 gift card. And here come those mutas. I am still on one base. That is probably not good. And I am... no, that was him that was supply capped. I am not quite supply capped yet. Yeah, he's at 28, so he needs to be spawning overlords. And he is. He's got one on the production tab. And here come these mutas. And this time around, it is my units in danger of being harassed. Missile turrets coming up as the engineering bay has finished. Will they come up in time? Yes, that one will. And it drives off the mutas. Although those 3 mutas might have been able to take that one. Oh, this one was so close. This missile turret. It's kind of a mutant, almost complete missile turret. And there we go. We got that finished. And my base will be safe from muta harass for the moment. So Adam Craig, with this gold expansion, not good for me. Last week, a player grabbing a gold expansion was kind of my undoing. And I wonder if that's why he picked this map, is because he knows there's a gold expansion here that players don't check frequently. I didn't check just because I'm bad at scouting, I guess. But yeah, there's a gold expansion there that I don't think I suspect he has it at this point. Yeah, I don't know anything right now. I'm in the dark. I was just trying to survive that first muta attack, and I've got a planetary command there, so I should be pushing out soon. Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm securing this expansion so that mutas can't raid me. And he is starting to saturate that gold. That's not good. 3 mutas here, 3 more on the way. Mutal is such an effective unit for Zerg, and he does have spine crawlers protecting his base too, so he's all kinds of trouble right now. And it looks like they are going to get driven away by the combined missiles of my Viking and missile turret. Man, if he just stayed out of range of the missile turret and tried to take down that Viking, he could probably do it pretty easily. Yeah. That's enough mutas, I think, to take on my one Viking. And, oh, great. This command center looks like I misplaced it. Like it might be back a little too far. Maybe I'm just seeing things. But could be. And still not a lot going on in his base. I mean, he's got those spine crawlers there for defense, but everything's clumped up. He's got a little more creep spread. And I think he's just mainly focusing on getting this gold expansion going and ramping up his economy to destroy me. Let's take a look at the economy. What's going on with that? 31, so I'm above him in harvesters. And if you're a Zerg player playing a Terran, you really should be above your opponent in harvester count. That's just the way it should be. Zerg can produce 3, however many larvae they have, drones at a time, so they really should drone up quicker. And planetary fortress out here. Everyone hates the planetary fortress. I even feel a little bit guilty using them just because they make the Terran defense so strong, so hard to take down, especially with SCVs repairing it. And I am bringing out a Thor here to deal with these mutalisks. Looks like I've got a Thor, and wow, I should really be producing more Thors. I've got a lot of minerals. And these mutas still not comfortable going in there, and they shouldn't be, because now I have so many missile turrets up, plus a couple of Vikings, as to make it very, very uncomfortable for any mutas that wanted to try and harass that base. His gold base, yeah, has pulled him slightly ahead of me in economy, but not that much. And looks like I'm mobilizing a little bit here, moving out to the front of my base. Meanwhile, Adam Craig has taken this natural expansion And here come the mutas to harass my factories, and that's not good for me. Factory harassment is bad. And one of my missile turrets going down. That is a lot of mutalisks. And my Thor really needs to come back here. Oh, I don't know where I sent my Thors to go. I guess I sent them up to my main base, and then mutas come into, or I sent them up to my expansion, and then mutas come into my main base. Great. And really, I think he had a chance there to pick off one or two of these Vikings. If he had been a little more aggressive with those mutalisks, might have had me. And yeah, my army is not very big. I need to do something about that. Sorry, folks, technical difficulties for a second, but we are back, and here's my little force out here, and here's the very scary Mutaforce that has been plaguing me throughout this match as I try to figure out Jungle Basin, a map I'm unfamiliar with, which is no excuse really if Adam Craig crushes me. All Blizzard maps are mirrored, and I should be able to figure out or infer where everything is just from knowing like half the map or taking a cursory glance of what's going on. And wow, that gold expansion is getting scary saturated, and he's got the mutas there to protect it. And look at this, even taking a fourth hatchery here. This spells trouble. I am taking my third, I'm putting down a third command center at this expansion. But I really should be grabbing a gold if I want to compete with him. As you can see, actually my mineral count ahead of his. Must be mules. Must be mules. I do love the orbital command center, by the way. It solves all your problems if you're a mediocre player like me. If you didn't scout right, you can throw down the scan. If you supply cap yourself, you can always just hustle up some more supply, and yeah, it's just a great upgrade to the command center. And it looks like a bunch of mutas showed up there. I got a refund on that command center. No point in letting it complete. But it looks like my forces now are moving out across the map to do what damage they can, and simultaneously here come the mutas. I left a small contingent home, but wow, they're going to get taken out immediately. My forces, however, are probably going to be equally successful up here against whatever home forces he has. And missile turrets trying to wear down those mutas, and it looks like I've turned my attention back to my base here, getting my SCVs, trying to repair some stuff, and I've got some Marines pumping out of there, and I should be repairing this Thor, but I just wasn't. I was probably up here figuring it's base race time, so I started destroying his buildings, and it looks like these mutas have been worn down by the constant flow of Marines coming out of these barracks, as well as the missile turrets scattered around my base. So that worked out well for me, and his base is in some serious trouble, as my Thors and Marines have shown up, and along with Hellion's backup. And here comes some mutas to try and take out this very, very heavy Thor and Marine force, but to no avail, and it looks like this main base will get taken down. And he is going to lose that spire, but he has popped a bunch of Zerglings, which are heading for my base, and they're in for a lot of trouble if they're thinking of coming in the front door. They should think about going in this back door, because I do have a planetary fortress there. And, ooh, taking down one of my SCVs almost instantly. And they do run into a bunch of Marines, but it looks like there's going to be enough Zerglings there to take out all these Marines. Down go the Marines. And planetary fortress going to work on these Marines, or on those Zerglings, and wow, just decimating them really. Meanwhile, back up in his base, I've gone to work on the expansion, and it doesn't look like there's really anything here that can stop me or stand in my way. So down goes the expansion. And all these drones flooding out trying to make it to safety. But they don't. And so now he still has that gold base, and he has a lot of minerals, but he did lose all his tech buildings. The great thing about Zerg is they produce from hatcheries, so you really just need to throw up like a spawning pool and a whatever, roach warren, whatever you want, and you can start producing units again. you don't have to like build a bunch of barracks and whatnot like you do if you're Terran. So he does still have a chance to get back in this game, but it looks like I have found the gold expansion now, finally, after it's been up forever. And this queen should not come off the creep to deal with me, but at this point he figures anything to slow me down probably. And the spawning pool comes up, so we can start making zerglings now. But down goes the spawning pool almost as soon as it comes up. Here come those broodlings. One of my favorites are units. Broodlings and banelings. I keep telling Blizzard, buff the broodling. Make it able to shoot air. Add about 300 health points to it. It'll be great. Make it last for like 3 minutes. Buff the broodling. That would also make broodlords borderline unstoppable. And it looks like I'm going to follow him up here to his secondary base that he has hidden back here. And as those drones come back out to go back to mining, I just decimate them. And it looks like this will be all for my opponent, Adam Craig. And he says, just waiting for the warren to pop. So yeah, his roach warren has come out. And he has made a bunch of roach eggs to exact some revenge on me. And maybe we'll just speed ahead a little bit to when those pop. And yeah, there we go. And they take down my Thor almost instantly. And I say, oh, that warren. I'm not too worried about it because I have destroyed all his hatcheries. But this little roach force is going to... It's a suicide vengeance force or something. And they're going to rip these marines apart if these marines try to encounter them. Yeah, look at them all going down to the acid bath. And Adam Craig, I will give you this. You fight to the end like a true samurai. No hatcheries left. Just a guerrilla roach force. And they take out all my marines. Wow, if he had gone roaches earlier, this might have been a disaster for me. And even taking out this Thor. And can I finally... Yes, bringing in more Thors. And it looks like finally this elite roach suicide force will be taken out. So, that was week 2. Looks like no gift cards given out this week, but Adam Craig, you played very well. I salute you, sir. And you fought to the end. So, good game.